Okay, in this video, we're gonna do, see that feather right there? That one. Yeah. That pin, nom declare or something? Yeah. And, now we're gonna pull back on L2, the opposite side, L2, and we didn't say Simon says pull back and release. We said pull back, and no one said anything else since then. And that's user macros there for that, and that's associated with the feather on the top, taking that type of sense. So it said user macros at the top of their 4 diamond grid. So not that one, not that one, not that one, but that one right there, along with the L2. Okay, now with that, that's your macros, taking that means. That's your greet macros and well met and wave. Let's see here. Congratulations, targets, enemies, have to do that. And let's see here. I'm gonna set this one to hotbar. In that type thing that means there. I might just execute it. I want to see what it does. Okay. And let's see. Well met, and you wave. That's interesting. Yeah. Alright. That's interesting. Okay. I'm gonna work on that later. I don't have a keyboard yet. On the PlayStation, that's a USB port, and on the back side, there are ports back there as well. I'm not sure if I can really see them. Yeah, like there. Okay, let's come back from that. Okay, but even though those are controller ports type thing, here, on that is a USB symbol. Yeah. They double type thing, you can hold them and put other things in them. Alright, that was long. That's a user macro, and that's our thing there. Now, to give them the image of that, you have to use certain language of it to think in that type of sense. Let's go ahead and break these down. This is, let's use the Rampart one first. The reason why you're doing these, now I'm not sure how, let's go here. You're gonna name them, type thing in that type of sense. To name them when you get in there, you just use the direction, or hit X to confirm, and then you can hit X again to confirm, and then you're in there, and then you hit the triangle. That should bring up the keyboard. If you want to drop the keyboard, hit the circle. Hit circle again, and let's see here, what do we got? Hit circle again. That's the Rampart. Anytime you want to confirm something, exit, and X, taking that type of sense. Now I want a keyboard. Okay, a lot of stuff going on there. Let's see here. You want to give it a cute name or something like that in that type of sense, but I digress. Here, I just named this one Rampart because I don't know, I wasn't feeling inventive at the time. This first line is a huge key. Right there, beyond the name, is this Rampart, is the micro icon Rampart. And what you're doing here, in that complexity, is you're trying to key from your name. Might be hard to break that down. That's a macro, and then the icon that's associated with the macro. So that's the whole global macro one, and then you're going to name which one out of the global macros that you want, which is the Rampart one. There's already a command called Rampart, taking that type of sense. And let's go here. Okay, now that's actions and traits, and here, and now I need to do that. That's actions, and that's Rampart, and that's Rampart, and reduces damage taken by 20%. Yeah. Wow. Let's see, traits, and that's enhance Rampart. Yeah. And increases damage reduction granted by Rampart to 20%. Yeah, that's... So look how the top of it, type thing, that type of sense, looks like a church or a rook castle, type thing, that type. Oh, yeah. It's the rook. It's defense. Okay, now, here, and notice that that is not your affinity protect, type thing that means. Yeah. Nor is it your honey muffin parry percent. Yeah, that's... Okay, a lot of things going on in there. Alright, now the Rampart is actually there on my bar. Okay, got that? And now, should have said that. Yeah. This is also Rampart. But there's a funny yellow gear symbol on it, taking it to the sense. Reason why? Because it's a macro. I made a custom macro for it. Took a while for us to get in there, feather, and all the setup, I think. That's micro icon, the global icon from Rampart. Now there's already a picture for it, so it gave you a picture rather than an M. And in that picture, with that one line type thing, with that first line there, what you're saying here with that macro icon Rampart is go ahead and take the image and put that image in there instead of an M for my macro type thing so that I can see its cooldown and understand what it's doing. Okay, that's the first preamble of that. That's the once upon a time, the first paragraph, taking that type of sense. And we're making this way weird. And global icon, that's first, and second paragraph. And then that's a global icon type thing. Now we're going to move on to the second command in the macro. Now we've got AC Rampart me, AC Foresight me, AC Fight or Flight me. Okay? Now, and those were the three commands of here. Foresight, Rampart, Fight or Flight. I hope not. You know, in that means of sharing something. That's actions, and that's Rampart, and that's Fight or Flight. Increases physical damage dealt by 30%. And what else are we looking for? Rampart, Fight or Flight, and Convalescence, and here, Foresight. Right. And Foresight is from here. That's Marauder, and that's Foresight, and increases defense by 20%. God damn. So now, when we castle Kingside for our character in our macro on this one, we're adding a little bit of attack, but it's mostly defense. Yeah. Rampart and Foresight, and I've already got Protect on the bar. Here. Right there. That blue one there. Yeah. Let's see if I can do that one. And that is the Protect spell. And I didn't call it in there, I think, because it's got a duration of 30 minutes without a wait tagline. That's not a real story. These are like 30 seconds a pop, some are 90 seconds. So, Rampart defense, Foresight defense, and then 30% bonus attack. Defense, attack. That's probably problematic as well here. As difficult as that sounded type thing. We're calling on 3 macros, 2 of them are defense, and 1's attack. Yeah, that's... And we're going to do them all in one button. Yeah. So now with that, that's your button for the macro, the Rampart, the foresight, and the flight. The important aspects of that, let's take the first piece here. That's AC. Let's just work with that right now. That's AC type thing. That means action. Yeah, that's right. And it does have to have that / symbol in it, like an internet address. Yeah. Absolutely has to have that in the box, or it won't work. Now, Rampart, taking that since we already had it named in the title, but now we're calling upon the global icon not only by title, so that we can see its cooldown towel picture, but also so that we can get the Rampart bonus type thing that means. And they're not the same thing. Let's see here. That's Rampart. In that, remember, Rampart reduces damage taken by 20%. That's reduces damage. Even though we named it Rampart for the global icon so that we could see this cooldown, we also are going to call upon not only the cooldown, but the ability. That's both at the same time. And it's very, very complicated in a ketchup sandwich sort of way to say that this isn't necessary. I am better than you, and you don't know what's going on. And they're going to be right on that, taking in that type of sense. Yeah, like 100 things. It's over. Now the second part, which I've messed up a lot, and I mean a lot. The second part here is the Rampart itself type thing, and it absolutely needs quotes. If you call on ability of that Rampart or foresight without the quotes around it, or fight or flight, it will not work. Along with the text type thing, that type of sin. And bloodbath type thing that means here. Normally, sometimes you might use 2 different words type thing for it, but they decided to not make 2 words but 1 word and put the B in lowercase next to it with the space in between it, like the fight or flight one, in between the or something like that, that would crash that command and it wouldn't work. So you have to watch your spaces in it, and it has to be exactly as the macro named itself out in there. I'm trying to think where my bloodbath one is. Yep, there's bloodbath right there, and that's how they spell it. Has to be in the direction of the spell. If it isn't, then it won't call on the macro that you're wanting to enact as you're doing that. Very complicated, extremely simple once it happens. Just make sure to have quotes. Alright, now, in that, I'm going to turn this on its side because we were getting lost. And that's here, and that's here. After that, you just need to target it, taking that type of sense. I've got a video on targeting a light party with 4 people in those dungeons, or dungeon raids. And in that, you just need to use the direction button along the side. You don't really need the target, taking that type of sense. As long as you can remember up and down, 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 you can cure anybody in the party without targeting them through camera angle. Yeah, that's it. Okay, now in that same thing, I will probably put those in red here. But a lot of people like the target T, taking that type of sense. That's here, and that's here. And really with that up and down type thing there, you don't need a target because it